Hey, I want to thank you for clicking on the video. Come and see what I'm up to in the shop. This week we get the Demon into some spray body fill. So first priming, we'll block it out a couple times and touch up some spots and prime it a few more times, but I like to hit it first with spray body fill just to get a real heavy base down to work with. I want to apologize for missing posting last week. The week just got away from me with Easter, and it's my daughter's birthday. Roll the clip. And yeah, so I didn't want to post a video of me just blocking the car, so I decided to hold off on posting, and I figured I'd post a video this week of it getting a primer. Yeah, so that's what we're doing this week. I got a little bit done on the Firebird, so probably the next video might be a video on the Firebird while I get some more done on the Demon, and then we'll hop back onto the Demon. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll get into it. Thanks.
Alright, wow.
Yep, see ya. See you, Dwight. Alright, so you saw me putting a skim coat on the roof. I can't do anything or talk. Alright, so you saw me putting a skim coat on the roof. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, you saw me putting a skim coat on the roof. I couldn't reach the other side. I'd have to flip it over. I've got had my nephew working with me today. It's nighttime now, and I'm working the night shift, but so, yo, that's sharp. What I'm gonna do, instead of flipping it over, I'm sorry, my brain is a little scattered. Okay, so you saw me putting a skim coat on the roof here, and I didn't get this top part because I had my nephew working with me. So instead of flipping it over, he was under that side, so I just let him kind of work away. But what I'm going to do, instead of putting any over there, I'm going to try and block this down, see where it's at, and then if it looks alright, then I'll fill the other side, and if it doesn't look alright, then I'll know that I could still flip it over and fill from probably here back over to that side to catch a lot. This stuff probably isn't too terrible. In the center, there was a couple little waves and stuff like that. It still has the headliner and the like insulation that goes between the supports and the roof skin in there, so I just kind of filled over it. But they weren't terrible, but that's kind of what I decided to do. But yeah, so I'm just going to block this and see where it's at, and then we'll go from there. The other thing I was going to mention, on a big panel like this, where it's going to have a little bit of flex, if you push too hard with the block, you're not going to get it straight because you're going to be pushing in on the metal, and So you really got to kind of let the sandpaper do the work. Just lightly skim over top of it and change your sandpaper out a lot. That way it's nice and sharp. Let's switch to a 60 grit paper on a board file just to knock it down a little bit quicker. Oh, you're shaking. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the burn in my shoulders to stop, and then I'm gonna continue blocking this out. But yeah, as you can, I don't know if you can see it, but you wouldn't realize how inconsistent the metal is on the roof. But as you're blocking it out, you can see high spots. There's a low in here, like that hasn't even been filled yet. I can still see some texture from the slick. High spots, lows, low here, highs. So yeah, in order to make it looking really straight, it's necessary, but it's a lot of work and my shoulder hurts. But I'm gonna turn off the camera, work at this a little bit, and then I'll bring you back probably when I'm finished blocking, and maybe gonna put some filler on the other side, or if I see something else worth showing you. talk to the camera so I'm not losing my mind over here if you're wondering what's going on. Okay, so what I like to do for lining up these doors is I'll latch the latch on the striker there, and then I'll put bolts in the hinges in the back. I use this little spoon and I'll loosen the bolts up and just get the gaps and the lines right that I know aren't changing. So the rocker won't be changing. It's low here, so the front of the door will need to be lifted up. It's also, the door's in, so I'm gonna have to lift up and then twist the bottom of the door out. I need to get the strikers loose, so I'm going to tighten that up. Alright, this is a little frustrating because I was hoping to get this door filled up today and then get it in primer and then be able to have a nice tidy video to put out, but there's some sort of weird nasty patch in here. It almost looks like it was like some sort of remote mirror on it. I don't think it would be a power mirror, but like not a manual mirror, like they'd have the little thumb thing inside, and looks like they just patched it up really badly and then filled over it. So there's that, and then I was adjusting the door Alright, so yeah, there's that, and then there's this. I was adjusting the door and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get the striker to tighten up. Well, this plate goes on the bottom and it looks like either it was loose or something and just vibrated the steel right out of it. So when I tightened it into the plate, it was tightening to the plate, but it wasn't pinching the door jamb at all, so it would just slide around in there. So I'm gonna have to patch that up too. This isn't as, I mean, it's still a big deal, but I could have got the outside of the car in primer and not worried about this, and then got that after. But now that I have to fix the door, I mean, I might just do this at the same time. But that might mean that I'm not gonna get it in primer for this video, but we'll see. I don't know. It's Easter long weekend, so it's gonna be tricky to get this done, even though I'm still working. We'll see. That's that nasty old patch. I'm just gonna put something like that in there. I might, yeah. If I decide that I'm gonna do like the sports style mirror on it, I'll just re-drill those holes. But it's just so hammered up, I think it's better to just put some fresh metal in there anyways. Um, the other thing I was wondering if I should take it or make it. I can get to the back of it, so maybe. I know the answer. I should TIG weld it, but we'll see. Just because I know the answer doesn't mean I'm gonna do it. Anyways, I'm gonna go get my saw, cut that out, and then we'll get it fit up. Sorry. I'm sorry for that one. See what that did. Alright, I'm going to just pull my welder around, and that's going to take a second. Helmet didn't darken. I can't see! So I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Probably not when the arc goes off. But if I got a bit of a gap, what I'll do is I'll just lay the wire in the gap. I'll spark the arc up on the wire. It melts it right away. It creates a little blob. And then I just kind of blend it in from side to side. So I got it mostly tacked up. Part of me wants to put another couple tacks, especially right there where I burnt that edge around a little, but I'll worry about that when I get there. Camera seems very close. Here we go. All welded up. Got a little hot. It's alright. Right, I got filler on the outside of the door, but I've got to weld this piece back into the latch here. That way I can line up the door properly and know what I'm filling to, and go like this. That's what I'm gonna do. Put it in there. Have them there. Oh, that's hot. Okay, so welded that in, and the penetration from the weld went through on the other side, and it's just making it a little tight, and it's making, when I tighten up that striker, it's making a little indent. So I'm going to grind out the plate that catches it, or drill out the two spot welds, the little, so get rid of the piece that it's like a captured nut in there. So I'll drop out the piece that captures the striker threads, and then I'll be able to grind the back flat, hammer and dolly it flat again, and then I can weld it back in. Yeah, so that piece was inside that holds the nut, and I couldn't grind behind there. Okay, so I'm just about ready for spray body fill on like the main section of the car. Just want to clean up little spots like this where the filler's gone over an edge, or the trunk lock in here and up in the gutter, and there's a couple around the door jambs and stuff like that. So just clean up little edges. It's just never ending. It's never ending. Alright, so I couldn't find my 2.0 spray cheapy gun that I sprayed the spray body fill with. So went to Princess Auto and I bought this thing. I paid $14 for this. $14 Canadian. I don't know how I can buy a spray gun for $14, but I can barely buy a burger and fries for $14. This just blows my mind. I bought 2 of them, so I actually bought a bunch of step bits too. Oh, I'll show you what I bought. Alright, so I bought a couple of those spray guns. I bought these little adapters to put sockets on the little 1/4 inch impact. I'm trying to build out a pretty decent like car tool roll. So I bought these like screwdriver bits. Paid like $3 for these. This is my a blue point set that I bought off of Snap-on. I think I paid like $65 for it, which is stupid. I bought some of these countersink bits. I bought a handful of these step drill bits. They're actually cobalt, and I paid like $5 a piece for them. So I bought a handful of them. There's another one. And I also bought this, which is transfer punch set. Yes, that's what I got. Anyway, so I'm gonna mask up the inside of the car and the front stuff that I don't want to be sanding off the overspray on. And then I'm gonna hit this quick with some spray body fill, and then I'm done for the day. I also bought these. So they're like hole punches for leather or something like that. But if you grind them in half, so they're just like a half moon shape, they're good for ending bead rolls on, so you can get a nice profile on the end of the bead rather than it just kind of fading off into nothing. So I also bought those. Back again. I also bought an automatic center punch. Alright, so I got the spray body fill here. So my dad's got an old paint shaker over there, so I went over and put this thing in the paint shaker. And I don't know if it's that because the can's bottom was bulged out, it didn't have a lip to grab onto or whatever, but it shot out across the shop. But luckily, probably because those little clips were on it, it didn't spill anywhere. You gotta throw gloves on. This thing could have been put on the shaker a little bit longer. Look how clumpy it is in the bottom. But because I had a big dent in the side, I didn't really feel comfortable with clamping it down too tight without buckling the edge now. So I put it in for a little bit longer, but I didn't think it was going to take another hit like that. So I'll just stir this up. This will take a little bit. So I'll either cut the footage or I'll fast forward through it, and I'll bring you back while I'm mixing it. The hardener is like the same hardener as fiberglass or body fill or whatever, so they give you 4 of these. So there'd be 1 of these per quart, so I'm going to put 2 of them in. Get a razor blade. So it's a little hot today. Hopefully I don't regret mixing both these cords at once. Got my new Princess Auto spray gun. All right, gloves. So, mixing up 2 quarts may have been a mistake. I got a couple on. The last cupful of in the gun was hardening up. So I was hoping to save the last little bit of this, but I'm gonna mix it up 1 quart at a time and spray it on because I pretty much just got a dusting over the whole car, which kind of defeats the purpose of a high build primer. So what we'll do is I'll mix up 1 quart at a time, and then I think I'm going to put a little bit less hardener in. So it's not like paint where it's going to affect it too much. It's more like body fill. So it's pretty warm out. It's 30 degrees out, so. It's a little chaotic. 1 second. I'm going to find the cap. All right, got the cap. Got the hardener. I think last time we did spray body fill, I don't know if I already said this, I'm pretty sure it was winter time, so throw a little bit of acetone in this. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm going to leave it there. I'm happy I got it in spray body fill. First kind of primer and get to see what everything's looking like. It's not bad. There's a couple little spots that need addressing, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, I want to say sorry again for missing last week. It's just trying to get this thing ready to spray, and it was my daughter's birthday and Easter and stuff like that, so it just kind of the week got away from me, and I didn't want to just post a video just me sanding with no real conclusion to it. So I'm happy with where it's at now. Next week I've got a little bit more work done on the Firebird, and I'm going to work on it again Wednesday. So I'm going to probably post a video of some of the work that I've done on the Firebird for next week. And then I'm also going to sandblast up the fenders, and this is like the K-member and stuff like that for this, and get him ready to put the front end back together. And then, so probably there'll be a video on this coming up soon too. But yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm having a blast. It's cool seeing the channel grow, and some days I'll get 25 subscribers, and I actually had a pretty good stretch, almost a month long, where I had at least a few subscribers every day, except for this last week where I didn't post. I dropped down to one day I had no subscribers. But I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe and like the videos and comment, and I think it helps the YouTube realize that people are interested in the content, so they promote it. And yeah, that helps me out huge, and I'll keep posting videos if you guys keep watching them. So I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next week.